Hello, YouTube, and welcome back. It is episode 3 of our local to global, and we are starting off. We're going to go straight into the next show. We have about a month of advancing to go through. We're pretty much starting off where I left you from episode 2. We don't have too much to run over at the minute. Because of course we're losing money, and I'm trying to stretch out basically the inevitable, which will be our backstage morale will take a hit once we get about $10,000, $15,000 in the red, and we're losing quite a lot of money right now because we're upgrading our merchandise currently to level 3. So basically, I was planning on running 2 events this month, but because our merchandise is also being upgraded, I don't want to sort of pile on that along with the merchandise, so we're going to just do one event still for the moment per month. And once the merchandise is done upgrading to level 3, I'm going to experiment with doing 2. I mean, when I say experimenting, it's only going to take maybe 1 or 2 months of doing it to know if it's going to be worth it, with the idea being we can hit 2 points of popularity in a month. It's more so to test it. I don't think it'll work, but of course we have weak growth limits rather than full, so I just want to see how far we can push it, which hopefully, fingers crossed. I feel like it won't work. I think we maybe have to be bigger in size before that will work, which would make sense, but we might as well test it and see, because you never know. And if it does work, it'll be a bit of a pain if I waited like a year or 2 in game, and then tried it and it worked, when we could be doing it like 4 or 5 months in, essentially. But also to help with finances, which I don't actually know if this is going to work, so we'll be experimenting with it this month, is I've removed my avatar from being the road agent because he cost us $400 a month. Now, there's a big emphasis on per month, because he's on by default, your avatar is now on exclusive written contracts, which means if it works anything like it does for your normal workers, they get paid every single month no matter what. So I've taken him off road agent, so he won't appear on the show, but I feel like I don't think it's going to work, but essentially I'm going to probably have Davis Wayne Newton or maybe Remy Hunningman to be a road agent, in the hopes that we don't pay our avatar, even though it does clearly say he gets paid per month and not per show. So I don't know if it's going to work. It might not, but if it does, it'll save us $400. And if it doesn't, for the May event, I'll just put him back on the card because it's not going to matter. I don't think it will work, but fingers crossed it does, because it will save us quite a bit of money, which would be pretty nice, all things considered at the minute. We obviously, like I keep mentioning, there's popularity is king right now. Losing money doesn't really matter, but if we can, just stretch it out, the time it takes to get into that penalty for the backstage environment to do with our finances, it would help a lot at this stage. But apart from that, there's not too much more to recap. I did change Texas Hangman. I changed his name just to Hangman. I don't know. I didn't really like Texas Hangman, so I thought it makes sense to change it, to be honest. But I haven't changed like his gimmick, obviously, or altered anything. Just thought it would be worth mentioning, because if I don't mention it now, I'll forget, and you guys no doubt will notice and wonder why. But that's pretty much the only reason. So once merchandise is done, I believe it's got maybe about a month to go, just over a month. So I think next event, maybe by the next event it'll be done. So it'll be probably one event this month, obviously, and next month, and then afterwards we'll try to, which will be pretty much the midway point in the year. We don't really have anything here. It's just a lot of touring offers. Oh, a touring contract for Blue Dragon, and then some of the guys on my shortlist. Nothing too crazy. We're going to jump straight into it. Our April show, giving the night off No one. Everyone will be working. We'll stick to our generic venue. 72 fans are expected. I actually have been looking at the inner circle with the plan of potentially adding people onto it, because of course it's a brand new feature in the game, and I only know the bare bones basics about it. I haven't actually altered with it at all, even in private saves. Well, private saves I did before this. So yeah, I'll need to keep an eye on that for anyone to potentially add in. So we get 121 to use. I think we're going to actually try and get a creative finish. A bit of a gamble, but can be used with no restrictions. Okay, that's... Okay, it's not the best. Angle, let's go for an angle idea. Which is a big gamble, so that's not... Yeah, that's not going to get used, probably. I think we're going to go in and delete that. It's not even... It's probably not even worth. That's a bit of a bummer. That was 2. If we got pretty much nothing. Jack Holder's turned up and asked if he might be of use. Let me have a look at him. I do recognise this guy. Oh no. If he had higher selling, I would have used him. His basics ain't bad though. He is very young, 21. He's still in his rookie year. He has very good star quality. I don't think I noticed that before. But he would basically be coming in to lose in probably very emphatic fashion. But yeah, no. Sorry. There's no spots. Apparently, Mitchell and Hangman have been hanging out a lot recently. That's actually very good, and you're going to see why. And they teamed up in the main event last month, and they beat the champ and Papa Swole in a tag match. Of course, in typical fashion of Mitchell, they cheated to win, but that's good. Obviously, it's a positive. We love to see it. Okay, now last episode I mentioned I wanted to try and call people out, because apparently it can improve their stamina if like the effects work. And we have Mutant and Texas Hangman, or Hangman, I should say, who do not have good stamina, and I want to try and see if this works, but it obviously could come back to bite us in the ass big time. But I'm going to choose Mutant and call him out. Does it say what we're calling him out for? Discreet, wait, where is it? Call it a specific worker in front of the locker room, challenging them on their attitude and backstage behaviour. See, so it doesn't actually say here, but I've been told verbally confirmed to me that it can help with their stamina. So I don't know how, because by reading this you would never know. I think it was maybe before the game came out on the developer's journal. I think I read it, but I couldn't remember what option it was that helped. So we're going to try this. It might not even work. It might totally backfire. You call him Mutant. You call him Mutant had desired results, and he has been annoyed. Oh no, that is not good. I mean, obviously he's going to be annoyed if it doesn't work. I don't imagine most of the time it just has a neutral effect. Oh yikes! And the reason that's so awkward is because he is actually fighting for the title in the main event against Davis Wayne. Davis, of course, didn't defend his title last month, as I mentioned before. He lost in a tag match. I don't actually know if Mutant can do 15 minutes, if I'm being honest, but we're going to do open. We are going to have Davis win clean though against Mutant. I need to make sure Davis keeps his momentum going, being the champ and all. Oh, of course. Of course. So we're going to have Remy, it'll be. Remy and Davis Wayne are the only two clear options for Road Agent, to be honest. So clean finish, open. Davis makes another defense for our main event, and I would have used the creative finish that we got, but I think it was a bit of a gamble. Did we just risk it? Oh no, it was a... Wait, what? Oh, we have another one? I forgot. I didn't realise. It's a big gamble. Let's try this. Let's try the bit of a gamble. I don't know how big of a difference it makes if it fails, because I think if it succeeds, your segment rating goes up by between maybe 3 and 5 points. So I'm assuming it's the same way, but decreases if it fails. But we'll give it a go. You never know. It might work. We're definitely not using the big gamble one though. No way. Yeah, so they start the show. Sorry, they end the show, and to start the show, we're going to have. In fact, you know what? I know I said no to Jack about booking him for the night show, but I'm curious to see the local workers. Oh wow, there's quite a lot. Is this with restrictions? Oh, it's not. Okay. Oh well, that's okay. Let's see. Let's see. Do we have anyone that we could bring in? You're okay. I mean, you're not great. Oh, your stamina's really bad. This guy's pretty good, but I feel like he's known. Oh yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, you're not getting. You're not coming in. Uh, 10 pop. The sailing's horrible. But you know what? We're going to actually bring you in. Yeah, he'll. Perfect. He's only going to cost us 30. And that means more so to keep him strong. We're going to have Papa Swole. We won't have him dominate because it's probably not going to come across very well. We're going to have him one clean. We'll do maybe a little show. We'll do 9 minutes. Of course we do. We'll do Davis. I don't know how big of an effect this will be now, actually, with the road agents. The two of them are good. Like, they have Remy and Davis Wayne have good enough stats to do it, so it shouldn't be that big of an issue. Now, angle-wise, we're making some progress on this. We're going to have Hangman backstage. Yeah, we'll just have him looking intimidating in his locker room. He's sort of contemplating, he's thinking. And we basically have Mitchell come in. And basically Aldred appears and proposes an alliance with Hangman, which he agrees. So basically Mitchell comes in and basically says to a rather mute Hangman, we managed to defeat the champion in Papa Swole last month. We do well as a team, whether you want friends or not. So I feel like it's going to be beneficial to the both of us if we team up. Yeah, if we team up, we can do a lot of damage working together. And Hangman just kind of, you can see him sort of think about it for a second, then he just sort of nods. And we're going to actually have this booked, not at the start of the show. We're actually going to have Mitchell win against Remy. That's actually probably going to be we'll have him be an open match, but again tainted win by Mitchell. Of course, I keep forgetting that. Yeah, so no, he's basically just never winning clean. And we're actually going to have that right before the segment. So it's almost like Hangman's been watching him and maybe he's impressed. He sort of knows, like, I don't really like having friends or whatever. You kind of get that vibe from him, but this could be beneficial. So he agrees. Not verbally, of course. More just a nod of the head to say, okay. Because, of course, the Hangman seems to keep interrupting Davis Wayne. But, of course, there's no real reason why yet. And then we now have, because we have a local worker, we have an odd amount, which means unless we do a triple threat or something, we're going to have someone not on the show. And I have, of course, I don't know how often or how long it takes for them to get sort of annoyed. I think we're going to do a tag match. Yeah, we're going to do a tag match and leave Hangman off because he's technically still going to get used with being in the angles. So, and I have him, and I'm going to have him in another angle that we're going to book in a sec. So we'll have Max and Doctor against Jules and Blue Dragon. All of these guys have pretty poopy momentum as well. But considering we have Doctor as a major star, even though he is pretty young still, like he's very blue, we're going to actually have them one. I don't know if I can add two. No, we can only add one. Basically, who's getting the pin? Who's taking the loss, though? It's going to be Blue Dragon. And yeah, we'll do Doctor. Oh, my bad. We'll have it be open, but a clean win. Of course, we need a road agent. We will add in Remy. Book segment. Beautiful. In fact, you know what? We'll have that open, actually. Because Pappas will, I think, might get a better rating. Then, of course, Mitchell with the appearance and the alliance that gets agreed. And then we're also going to add in at the end of the show, not for 5 minutes though. Two? We'll do two. It's going to be in the ring, and it's going to be the Hangman after the match appears and he attacks Davis Wayne Newton. You know, an already battered and bruised. You know, he went a hard fought 15 minutes against Mutant, who's definitely a worthy competitor. And he gets attacked. And we're going to do a minor storyline victory, because I feel like this will probably benefit us to the Hangman. Yeah. Well, actually, also, I don't want to add him in, but I'll put it into this. Hold on. So we'll do Hangman appears and attacks Davis after distraction from Aldred. Have I spelled his name right? Is it Aldred? Yeah. So basically, Aldred appears to get Davis's attention, and Hangman jumps in the ring behind him and just starts wailing on him. And Davis is sort of just laughing and enjoying the show while Mutant's sort of outside the ring, beaten and bruised. Yes. Road agent. Remy. And I was, of course, hoping to get the angle idea at the start of the show, and I would have used it on probably this one, because I don't think the rating is going to be very high. It seems so far, especially at this stage with our pop, doing these kind of segments are a bit of a stinker when it comes to rating wise. But yeah, I think that's us looking not too bad here. Everyone's used. Craig Prince isn't, so we need to remember that actually and check if we pay him at the end of the month. I'll make sure to check. But yeah, we're looking pretty good. Papa Swole, he's pretty much just to get his momentum up. We have a tag match with 4 people who really need a win in terms of momentum. Then we have Mitchell. He beats Remy after cheating, and seems to have impressed Hangman, which they make an alliance. And then actually for storylines for this, we need to add in Mitchell now. Okay, beautiful. I think that works. Hopefully it all makes sense to you guys too. I'm trying to not go too in depth right now with the storylines and stuff, but just make it so something's happening on the show. You know, it's going to be hard being this size, but I'm trying more to just get through the events. You know, we're already 19 minutes in. Wow, I need to get a move on. But yeah, that looks pretty good. I think we need to try and do more angles though, so we get that bonus. But we start off pretty decent here. This match gets the crowd hotter, and the show's off to a strong start with Dr. Funkenstein getting better at his gimmick. It's a 42 rated tag match, which is not bad actually. Jules with a 43. He's very similar to Remy. They have no they're just good workers, really, which you can never have enough of them. Blue Dragon and Max, both with mid-30s, 31 from Dr. Funk, and what was good wrestling, decent reaction from the crowd. Dr. Funkenstein pins Blue Dragon with that funky elbow drop. So yeah, pretty good. Inexperienced, inconsistency, penalised, but a 42 to start us off. Then we're going to a 40, so I should have actually made this the opener, but not to worry too much. Papa Swole. I feel like Papa in Texas Hangman, or Hangman, sorry, I keep forgetting I've changed his name now, and should get used to that. I feel like they're just going to keep getting better and better with each show. Once they get their, if we get them on good momentum, get their pop-up, it's going to be good. They're going to be good players, good workers for us to use. But pretty straightforward win for Papa Swole. Great wrestling, decent reaction, 40 rated. Papa gets a 37. He actually got lower than Kip Conduit. Is that how you say it? Kip Conduit? But yeah, 73 people as well. We're on the rise into a 51. I knew this would do good. This could actually beat the main event, especially if the creative finish is a failure. But crowd heat gets to very hot. Mitchell defeats Remy in 11 minutes 58 by submission with a blueprint after blatantly cheating. 51 rated, he gets a 49. So this is that's really good. Remy with a 44, of course. Like I said, him and Jules are very good. I need to try and not squash the momentum too much so we can keep those performances high, because it'll elevate guys like Mitchell and stuff who they go up against, you know, if it's putting on good segment ratings. Okay, 33, with of course Mitchell and Hangman agreeing backstage it's mainly Mitchell convinces Hangman that, you know, we could work well as a team. You know, I can have your back if you have mine. I know you're got your eyes on the title, and I can help you. I can have your back, essentially. Because a bit of a odd, it's not odd, but it's a bit of a strange one too, because it's not necessarily a face and a heel we've got going on. Because Davis Wayne Newton is also a heel and is very full of himself. But this went pretty decent. Our segment with the storyline advanced but loses heat, but Mitchell performs well. I feel like this segment rating would have got much higher if it was just Mitchell cutting a promo and nothing else, actually, because he is very good on his performance skills. But 33 is not. Oh, I was about to say 33 is not bad, but 44 for the main event is. Oh, that's not good. Mutant got a horrible rating. That is disgusting. It says as well Mutant's getting better at his gimmick, which I find hilarious because it's actually legendary, his gimmick, or viewed as legendary. But Davis gets the win by submission with an STF, and he makes defense number 2 of his PWW champion title. 42 wrestling, 48 for Davis though, which is good. But let me see, actually, because we obviously called out Mutant, and I'm curious if he got penalised for low morale now. Oh my god, he did. I actually didn't think he would. So that call out must have really affected things. That's not good. We're going to have to maybe try and get a character idea and use it on him, which will help his morale. But yeah, because of course our creative finish was a failure, it's really blew us over. We probably would have got, I want to say maybe even like a 48 with a very hot crowd too. Maybe just a little lower. I think even if the creative finish worked, I don't think the main event was getting the best rating of the night. And again, the storyline for the Founding Fathers has advanced, but it's lost heat because we basically just worked it through angles this event rather than matches. It does have high heat though, which gave us a bonus, good momentum and high morale for Hangman. And the road agent work for Remy Honeyman. I actually forgot to check the dirt sheet notes for the matches to see if there was anything wrong with segment ratings for the road agents. But I feel like if Remy got a bonus, then so will have Davis. So I mean, we don't really have to, I don't think we have to worry. A 44. So overall, sitting good. We obviously can't complain. We're started off on a high. 44 ratings, pretty good. The segments probably let us down a little bit. And of course, the main event. Oh, that's a bit of a bummer, but it's fine. We won't complain. Addressing the locker room though, we're going to actually give this to Mitchell. He doesn't really need it in terms of for the morale boost. But we'll give it to him. We're actually going to give it to Mutant as well because, yeah, we're going to have to check that out. Okay, workers. We spent 890. Now I feel like that's pretty much what we have been spending. We've lost 1,000. Uh, hmm. Okay. Popularity has gone up to 3. We're starting to get spillover into some other regions in the USA, so you'll love to see it. We'll quickly advance here to the end of the month and then have a better look at the finances to really see if we actually did pay our avatar, Craig Prince, or if not. I feel like we probably did, if I'm being honest. Hopefully not, though, because if not, we'll just leave him off the shows until obviously we start making money. Because once we start making a profit every month, that's when we can like really get more creative with like our roster too, get announcers, things like that. But obviously for the moment, we'll try and keep it to maybe 10. Maybe before the year obviously ends, we might sign like an extra 2, maybe 4 workers, or do more like one night contracts, stuff like that, to just help the momentum of our current workers. But I feel like it's going pretty good so far. Our average show ratings are much higher to begin with than I thought they would be. I think our lowest was like a 41 or a 42. We're averaging like mid 40s, which is really good. Um, and our workers are all doing really good too. Of course, you have like even Blue Dragon, for how young he is getting like mid 30s. Funkenstein's on the lower end of the 30s, but we got guys like Davis and Mitchell and stuff who are pushing 50 already. So it will really help us popularity wise too. Okay, we've hit May. More touring contracts that we don't really. I mean, yeah, we don't really care about them right now. So we lost 2.5. Holy shit! It's going up. It's going up and up every month. What the? Well, I guess that. Oh yeah, never mind the merch, because this was like a full month. Sorry, this was a full month of the merchandise upgrading, so it makes sense actually why it's gone up. Yeah, okay. I can't complain. But workers has gone up, which perks and bonuses, that'll be travel cost. I wonder if that's because some guys are like on tour. Like I know Blue Dragon's touring Japan, so does that mean he's now coming from Japan? It might. But the thing is, there's no way to know. It's a bit annoying. Obviously, it is the travel cost, but it's a bit annoying because there's no way to know exactly how much it costs for people traveling from different areas of the world. We won't worry about it too much right now because, like I said, the majority of this is because of the merchandise, which should be done, getting upgraded soon. But the thing is now, I don't know if we're still paying Craig Prince or not. I feel like we actually are, just based on the fact the money's gone up. Hold on, actually. Yeah, yeah, I think we are. Yeah, we are. There's no way we aren't, because we would 100% see a difference of 400. So we're going to actually just put him back on Road Agent. That was a bit of a failed experiment, but at least we know, or at least I know, I guess now. Yeah, Road Agent. He's very good, to be honest. I mean, look at the stats. He's like a perfect road agent. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to cut the recording here, I think. And we'll advance, and I'll see you guys for Kickoff Carnage 5, which hopefully, let me double check actually merchandise real quick. Oh yeah, we're on 90%, so we'll actually be done with this soon. So we'll just do the one show though in May, and then in June, which will be next episode, we'll try to. So I'll see you guys for Kickoff Carnage 5. Okay, good thing I paused the recording because that took its sweet time. Jesus. Night Off is going to no one. We did make a signing, which, I mean, we'll see in a sec. Also, economy and wrestling industry are both on the rise right now, which is good. And of course, now I got a message during during the cut about our merchandise being done. So next episode, 100%, it will be 2 events in 1 month. We have 86 now. I have a new worker who's about to debut, and the plan initially was to kind of use them as cannon fodder, basically instantly. But now I'm not too sure if that'll be the case. I mean, it will, but it would be nice if in fact, hold on. I'm saying this because I was going to give them the gimmick idea, but I actually don't know if you can give gimmick idea to debuts. I think it's only when a gimmick's changing. Now I think about it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is how it works. So for the sake of hoping we get a good one, we can put on the main event because Davis Wayne Newton will be defending his title again. Nice, no restriction, safe bet. Perfect. We'll use that tonight. And we don't really have much left. I do need to go over this after the show very briefly. I want to run some stuff I'm thinking about. Oh wow, nice. The two hard workers that are basically just losing every week. I feel kind of sorry for them. They're bonding recently, and that's pretty much everything. That's, I mean, still good. Now, our call out, of course, didn't work, so I think let's do Inspire. We haven't actually done that. Why not? Yeah, hype everyone up with anticipation. So, of course, the last show, Papa Swole gets back on winning ways. Mitchell Aldred sticks to his devious plans to do anything to win, and he, of course, also teamed up. He sort of made a verbal agreement with Hangman to go into a little alliance, which they put to full effect after the main event by beating up the champ, Davis Wayne Newton. Now, booking the show, we're going to go straight in to our main event title match, which is going to be Davis Wayne Newton. You know, as he's knocked down all the barriers with through at him, he is going to be defending against newly recruited Connor Threepwood. Bit of an older guy. He's instantly considered a major star because he's over. Well, he's very over in Canada, but he's actually unemployed and he's based in the Great Lakes, so that's no money for cost. And considering he's low 20s everywhere in the USA, I think he's costing us like $80 a show, $60 a show, which is not a lot, and he's actually not the worst in terms of putting on a show. So he's definitely going to be basically used as a stepping stone, but at the minute he's the most popular guy in the whole roster. So in that sense, it's very realistic that he comes in and gets straight into the main event title match. But we will have Davis win. It's going to be an open match, but it's also going to be a clean one, which Connor might not like. I may get a pop-up message about this. And of course, we are going to do our creative finish, our safe bet. So Davis to win to make another defense of his belt. It's going to be a clean win. Open match with a creative finish deployed. Hopefully that is a success. Okay, no complaints, that's good. We'll actually check pop, maybe after this show too. So the main event is booked in. We're also going to do, let me think the best way to do this. I want Hangman fighting tonight, but it's a case of who we put him up against. Okay, Dr. Funkenstein's gimmick's actually going to legendary. That's pretty good. Yeah, it's a bit of a passing some of the popularity that Funkenstein has right now off. He has 15. He's like, it's one of the highest popped guys. And as much as he'll be useful, he's not really going to be very useful right now. So giving it to someone like Hangman will be good. We won't squash him or whatever. We'll do a clean win for Hangman, and we'll also do Hangman to be accompanied. Where is the note? He's basically going to be in fact, you know what, we can do outside interference. Yeah, distraction finish, actually. I was going to do the note for Mitchell to like accompany him to the ring, but I don't see it anywhere. Never mind, that ringside. Yep. is Mitchell. He basically comes out with Hangman and is kind of helping him out, essentially. And of course he does for the finish. Dr. Funk to get distracted. Which technically wouldn't make it a clean win. It's fine. The game will do what it does. It's not really going to be that big a deal. And then we're going to have Mitchell in an angle. And Hangman. He's going to be cutting a promo. 5 minutes at ringside. With Hangman. Who... I don't know if we could have Hangman cut a promo. I feel like his performance skills... I mean, I know they're not horrible, but they're not... I mean, 55 on the mic. Nah. Not yet. We'll just have him non-speaking appearance. He's kind of just standing there. I feel like if we put him on intimidation, it's more likely to do a bad job. If he's just intimidating for 5 minutes, it seems a bit wild. So he's just there. It's basically going to be Aldred calling out Davis. As a newcomer gets a title shot on their debut while ever dominating Hangman. Oh. Cast aside. As we all know, Davis is scared of challenge. So he's essentially calling out the management and Davis for the fact this new guy waltzes in while people like Hangman, you know, and himself even are like destroying guys every week. What's going on? Which actually makes a good point to have Davis in this off screen. Yep, okay. And we'll just do Aldred walking Davis with Hangman. That works. And that's going to be right after their match. Nice. Okay. Now momentum wise, Mutant's actually annoyed too, which is a bit annoying from the call out. So yeah, it's a bit awkward. Mitchell's technically in this show, so we won't use him. We'll do, you know what we'll actually do? We're going to do Remy against Max, which will be odd for the face and heel divide, but not to worry. In fact, we won't do open. We're going to get Remy to get the win here. See if we can help with his momentum. This will actually get a very good rating, I think. It'll be pretty solid. And then we're also... This would be when a tag match would come in, but we're going to be at odds. Okay, never mind, we're not. Okay, this works actually. This works out good. We haven't had any negative or positive chemistry with tag team matches yet. But yeah, like I say, guys, outside of like the main event, we're pretty much just trying to pick guys, obviously, that we know we're going to be using per se. You know, and make sure we're boosting them up. Papa Swole, we're going to actually give the pin to here. Keep his momentum, trying to get his momentum over. He can pin Blue Dragon. 12-minute match. And we'll put this one right here. And then we're also going to do... In fact, you know what we can do? Which I'm curious to see how this goes. We're going to have Mutant backstage. With Papa Swole. They're basically just talking about their match tonight and how, you know, the situation that's going on with the champ, and Papa Swole still not actually had his opportunity, you know, like a real opportunity. And he's happy for Mutant that he got his last month, but he's hoping they can work together and get elevated and they can both get pushed into that title match that everyone wants. Yep. So that can open the show. That'll be the backstage. Then we go, of course, the angle with Aldred mocking Davis. And then we're actually, to end the show as well, we're actually going to have Davis on the mic. And he essentially wins his match against Connor. And he's almost waiting to get jumped by Hangman and Aldred. But they don't appear. He basically calls him out like, oh yeah, you know, it's 2v1. Why are you guys not coming out? Blah, blah, blah. Are you scared? You know, if you really want a shot on my belt, you can get it. Come get it right now, you know? But no one comes out. Maybe not 5 minutes, we'll do 3. But yeah, no one appears in the end. Which is of course very surprising, considering. Okay, that works. Now we haven't booked everyone, have we? Oh no, we have? Okay. Yeah, you all know, yeah, I'm forgetting we done that extra match. Hopefully we get the bonus for angles here. Maybe not, though, because they're all quite similar. But that's fine. 69-minute show. 81% matches. This looks pretty good. So Hangman to start the show. Then him and, well, more so Aldred after that is mocking Hangman and mocking Davis with Hangman, and more so calling out the management, you know, what's going on. Why the hell is this new guy being announced as fighting for the belt tonight when we're way more deserving? Which, I mean, they're not really, but, you know, they're trying to be spoiled and they're power hungry. Alright, sweet. This is nice. I like it. So we start with a 30. Papa Swole, of course, with his hot catchphrase, gets the crowd hotter, show off to a strong start. Mutant did well improvising. We get a 30, so I mean, I'll take it. Lots of bonuses, only penalised for low morale, which of course I'm hoping we can get rid of that sooner rather than later. That's obviously 100% my fault. It did not work. But now I'm curious to know if it did work, what would actually have happened. Would it give me a note saying, like, I don't know, like I actually don't know. I'm assuming it affects more than just stamina. Like I actually have no idea if it works, what would have happened. Anyway, moving on. Opening match gets a 40, which is pretty decent. Hangman, he's of course fought a lot less than the other guys, so we need to try to get him in action rather than on these promos right now. It's kind of hindering him and Aldred. I'll have to be careful with that. He gets a 40. Of course, defeating Dr. Funkenstein, who gets a 33. He beats him by chokeslam in 10 minutes. And of course, we had Mitchell at ringside with Hangman. In the storyline of the Founding Fathers, his advance with the segment, because of course they two are in the storyline, but they're essentially not aligned with each other, which I maybe should change. But these storylines, of course, we're just focusing on one storyline, but it'll get chopped and changed so much. I'm just going to leave it so that it'll keep advancing quite a lot. And of course, if we keep it hot, it's going to give us a bonus on everything, you know, like on matches like this. Even I think it'll probably give us a bonus. Maybe not. Am I? Oh yeah, of course I did the pre-show speech as well. That's good. So this could be a good main event if our creative finish paid off, which I definitely did add, didn't I? Yeah, no, I did. But 40 rating, pretty decent considering with Dr. Funkenstein in there. Hangman will only get better, I feel, with the 40. Okay, and then yikers. I mean, Mitchell did well without a script. This did quite bad because Mitchell is good. He's like got good momentum right now. His morale is high. I think he has a decent enough gimmick, and he's pretty good on the mic. So I don't know. And of course, it's based on the storyline, which has high heat. He has exceptional improvising here, being an amazing heel, and of course, good momentum, high morale. What did we book Hangman as in this? This is a bit odd, but it's not. I mean, it's still good in terms of where we're at right now. I mean, any rating is good, but I was expecting higher than a 23, if I'm being honest. But oh well. Into a 47, I knew this would do pretty good. That's actually really good at 47, considering both of these guys haven't really been getting many wins. You know, their momentum's probably not very high. Let's have a look. Yeah, poor momentum for Honeyman. And I don't see anything about Max. Inconsistency and physical condition. Very good match. 49 for Rennie Honeyman. Really good rating. 38 for Max, and it's obviously Honeyman who gets the win with a flying leg drop in 10 minutes. 47 rating. Moving into our tag. Oh, yikers. That's awkward. Just after me, before this show, mentioning, oh my god, none of our tag teams have had any chemistry. And then, boom, we get hit with negative, absolutely zero chemistry from Mutant and Papa Swole, who are both faces. They're both like our two big monster faces. So that's kind of awkward because it would make sense for them to team together more in the future, but obviously that is not going to happen. Jules Knight carried this match with a 45 rating, 31 from Blue Dragon. That actually makes sense. Papa Swole, he only gets a 29. He was really off his game, and so was Blue Dragon, so it makes sense why they're down here. But a 29 is shocking, and only a 33 from Mutant. That is, we've totally destroyed Mutant here in a couple of shows. I mean, the like they have zero chemistry. It's not even bad chemistry. It's like horrible. So it makes sense, but Jesus, that is not good. Thank God that wasn't like the main event or whatever. But crowd heat is still very hot by the end of it, so let's hope this main event gets pretty good with Davis and the newcomer, Connor Threepwood. Yes, it does. And he gets a very good on his smiling babyface gimmick. I adjusted this gimmick to try to be more safe, and it looks like it's worked. And the creative finish was a success. His gimmick is just a standard smiling babyface in an bout that had superb wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd. Davis Wayne Newton defeats Connor Threepwood by submission with an STF, and he makes defense number 3, 54 rating. He gets a 48. Connor on his debut gets a 42, which is also pretty decent. Going to be smart booking Connor. He's essentially going to, I call them the Hoover, which is a term I didn't hear it from anyone. I just made it up one day playing TEW 2016. Basically like a stepping stone. I don't know why I call them a Hoover. It makes sense because we're essentially sucking all the popularity out of them. And usually I do it very quick. It's kind of gamey. It's like a meta way of playing the game, or it was for me in TEW 2016. It's like a very quick, efficient, not cheaty, but kind of it's not realistic, you know. Which of course I'm trying to make this realistic because I want you guys to like follow along too and kind of see what's going on, rather than just mindlessly book matches for pop. You know, it'd be quite cool to obviously have the stories in there, and as the promotion gets bigger and it requires more storylines, and there'll be like an actual mid-card titles, tag teams, you know, like all that good stuff, managers, stables, like we're going to get into all of it, but it's going to just be a very slow burner, and Threepwood's going to be a Hoover essentially. I'm only saying this to you now because I'll probably use the term Hoover a lot over the course of this whole thing, and if I don't mention what I mean, you'll never know, or maybe you would. But 54 rating going into the segment, which is a 40, which I'll take because I feel like our segments have not been getting very good ratings, so I'll take it, honestly. The Founding Father storyline is advanced with this, which is Davis closing out the show. He's essentially getting paranoid in a way, and he's just waiting because it's been happening show after show where he gets attacked by Hangman, and of course now Mitchell. He has Mitchell in his corner, so he's essentially calling them out. Pretty good rating. We don't really see Davis on the mic a whole lot so far, so this is good. He gets good improvising. He of course has high morale, good momentum, and he has a great gimmick. 40 to finish the show. We get a 48, very good. Mainly obviously our title match went very well with our creative finish as well. So I will take it, and of course we kind of have to give it to Mutant. And also for carrying the match, even though he lost, we're going to actually give it to Jules again because he's also on quite bad momentum, and I don't want his morale to go down. Financial report, yep, we lose just shy of 1,000, which is pretty much the norm right now. This will go down though, going forward, because well, not this particular screen, but our overall loss, because we're not upgrading the merchandise anymore right now. Because I think to go to the next level, it would cost like 1,000 or 500 a week. You know, something stupid. Well, for us, it's very stupid right now. But every show we've gained pop, pretty much apart from one, I think, so far. So this is good. We're up to 4. Can't complain. That was a very good show, because I feel like the first show of the episode was a little lackluster in terms of our average ratings that we've been getting. So that was very good that we got a 48. Now quickly, before we end, yeah, look at this difference. So this will save a lot more money. Well, I say save a lot more money. We won't be losing as much this month, and that'll just go down and down. But the thing I wanted to quickly run by you guys, I think we'll go over pop and titles and stuff like our prestige and see who's the most popular and the creative at the start of next episode, because I don't want these videos to run super long. But I have been looking. It's probably too early to announce all this stuff yet. Not announce it, but introduce it. But the inner circle, I've never messed with this, so of course it's brand new. And it'll be a while before we get many, if any, of these slots filled. But head trainer, which as you can see here, they essentially train the men's division in basic skills and safety, you know, stuff like that before the show. And we actually have Mitchell Aldred, who he actually has the natural trainer attribute, and he has a professional personality, so he's going to be a perfect trainer. But the only reason I'm not introducing it right now is because we only have one person in the whole roster, because our roster is so small, who can potentially get trained. So it's kind of one of those things, it's a bit useless right now, and I have a feeling when you assign guys to these roles, they want more money. And we don't have money to give right now, you know, we are losing it quick. But I thought it'd be it's just worth mentioning. Mitchell's going to be great. And the other thing I was flabbergasted at is, of course, your booking team generate your creative energy every month. We have our avatar, Craig, on the team. He gives us 63 booking skill. And we generate around 75 per meeting. But I was just looking through these, and I saw, if I go into this, we only have 2 people on the whole roster who have any skill in booking, which is all you need. They don't need anything else. Well, their personalities do kind of matter, because you want them to get together. But Dr. Frankenstein, who's 22 years old and pretty much a rookie, he has a people person personality, right? He has 1 year experience as he's a young lion, and his booking skill is 78. What the fuck is going on? He's better than Craig Prince. So I'm kind of confused. I don't know if it matters with the fact he doesn't have experience or respect. I'm going to look more into it off camera to see. But I don't think it does, based on the handbook when I was looking at it. But if not, then he's going to be literally a perfect addition early on that we can add to the team and generate so much more creative energy. You know, 78, so good. He gets paid nothing, basically. So definitely worth mentioning, because I thought it was so funny. Because you would expect your booking team to be older, experienced, well-respected guys, but it doesn't seem like it is working that way. But I need to look more into it to double check, and if it's not, then I think we'll probably introduce him to the booker team sooner rather than later. It does advise you that you don't change your booking team a lot, because it has a big effect on morale, but we won't really chop and change it a lot. And you can have, I think it's 4 or 5 people in your booking team. So let's say theoretically we wanted to take Dr. Frankenstein out. It wouldn't be until the booking team is full, which would be years. It would be years and years down the line. So we could definitely do with the extra creative energy to buy, quote unquote, more, you know, finishes, more gimmicks, more character ideas every single show. Because right now we can only do 1, sometimes 2, so it would be great. But yeah, definitely a plus. And of course with Mitchell, we obviously will make him the trainer, I think, head trainer for the men's division, but not until we have more guys that he can actually train, just in case he asks for more money. Or to be fair, once we start making profit, we'll probably add him in at that point, even if there is still just one guy to train. But I think I've done enough rambling for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. Let me know below if you have any tips or any suggestions or whatever on people to sign. Maybe if you're doing a local to global, how it's going. I would be very curious to know. But on that note, I will speak to you guys next time. I hope you have a good day.